Hey distinction students, English with a perfect tutor. So we are looking at another type of composition that comes in paper 1, which is argumentative composition. So argumentative composition is centered on an argument, just as the title implies, as you can see, argumentative composition. So it is based on an argument. Firstly, you will be given a motion or a title. You'll be told to argue for or against that same title. Check the past papers, paper 1, section A. You will find a question that will be saying argue for or against this statement. That is argumentative composition. Let us look at the format. It starts with a title as well. So the title is normally taken from the question itself. For example, they may just bring the motion, abortion must be legalized. Argue for or against this statement. So 1, when you are arguing for the motion, arguing for, meaning you are supporting it, you are agreeing that abortion must be legalized. So you have to bring out the points. 2, when you are arguing against the motion, meaning you are not supporting it, you are against it. So you have to bring the points that will show that abortion is not a good thing. It shouldn't be legalized as the motion states. So it's like you are opposing. You're opposing. For those that have got debating skills, this one will be the best for you. So that's the title. Abortion must be legalized. Argue for or against this motion. Just get that motion. Abortion must be legalized. If you write it in small letters, underline. If you write it in capital letters, do not underline. That's your title. It's a very simple composition. In the introduction, what do we do? Remember, the introduction is the key. Introduction is very important. It must be striking. If you miss it here, you miss the whole composition. So in the introduction, you have to explain keywords in the motion. Just explain the keywords in the motion. It's very simple. After you explain the keywords in the motion, state your side. Are you agreeing or disagreeing? Then in the main body, you explain your points in detail. Each point should have its own paragraph. That's how you explain points in argumentative composition. Of course, in this other composition, you must do that. But in argumentative composition, it is very emphasized. Each point should have its own paragraph. The conclusion. How do you write the conclusion? Restate the main points. Just summarize the points that you've written. You restate them in your conclusion. Then make sure that you maintain your side. You are agreeing throughout the whole composition. Then in the conclusion you say, but it can be like this as well. For example, you are saying abortion shouldn't be legalized. Then in your conclusion, you bring a point that is supporting to say abortion must be legalized. But it is a good thing in some circumstances. It's a good thing. How? Because you are disagreeing. Make sure you maintain your side. Maintain your side. It's not reality. You're not saying if you agree to a motion, maybe the examiners will think what? You are fighting for marks here. So even if it means you have to support a controversial motion, you have to do that as long as that's where you have the points. So how do you choose a side? How do you choose a side? Should I agree or disagree? So bring the two sides into consideration. Consider the two sides. You write here, what if I agree? How many points do I have? List down the points. You write them down. Okay, this shouldn't be like that because of this. 2, the second point is this one, that one. You write maybe 5 points. You go to disagree. What if I disagree? How many points do I have? You write down the points. Then count the points. Compare them. Then see where you have more points. That's where you write. Because sometimes you may just have 1 point and it is dominant in your brain, in your mind. so you think you have many points. You just write that one and you are out of points. So make sure you consider both sides. Do not support reality. Do not support reality. Argumentative composition, you are fighting for marks here, so do not support reality. No, they will say, how come I'm a Christian? How should I support this? No. Even if it means you are to support homosexuality, support it. It's composition. As long as that's where you have more marks. So do not consider reality when writing argumentative composition. Just support or just write where you have more points. That's how you choose a side. So just look at this example of an argumentative composition. Question: abortion should be legalized. Write an essay either agreeing or disagreeing with the above statement. This is the example I could find. This is the example I could find. So don't say why Mr. Gilbert is just talking about this. It's the example I could find though. So abortion must be legalized. Argue for or against this statement. Now, how are you going to write this composition? Here is a plan for this. Paragraph 1. What is abortion? Firstly, that same question is your title. You write, abortion must be legalized. You write just this in inverted commas. You write. If you write it like that in small letters, you need to underline. That's your title. Then in paragraph 1, you just need to define what abortion is. Abortion is the deliberate termination of pregnancy. You explain the meaning of abortion. In paragraph 2, you start bringing out your points. Abortion is antichrist. So meaning, in the introduction, we stated that we are disagreeing. We are disagreeing to the motion. First point, abortion is antichrist. It's murder. Abortion is antichrist. It's murder. Abortion is a health risk to human race. Women know better. Abortion encourages prostitution. In the conclusion, abortion must not be legalized. So you are going to list these points in the conclusion. Not listing them using bullets, but listing them in form of a paragraph. You are cementing now. You are cementing. Abortion must not be legalized. Maintaining the side. So you need to maintain the side and make sure that you don't contradict yourself. Like you agree, you also disagree. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. So this is the simple argumentative composition. If you have not understood, feel free to replay the video so that you can get the concept. Your perfect tutor, Mr. Gilbert CJ. See you next time.